everybody. It's Affected Hippo, and I have built another diesel this week. We're looking at Class 55 in green. Why? I don't know. I think one of the reference photos I saw was green, although the one you're about to see in the corner is blue, so maybe we'll recreate this guy in blue with the yellow nose. That feel like that's probably a pretty fun idea. Let's do that one. We'll be starting creating a new train, 1 hour train casing, and we're gonna go with a radial axle. Then we'll be taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 blocks, and another radial bogie in the back. We will be continuing the build with Copycat slabs filled in with that industrial iron plating, giving us a 14 by 3 area, and then those blocks we will be surrounding with Copycat headstocks with blue loco metal, and we'll go with this regular blue slashed. And then the Copycat headstocks go all the way around. Well, not all the way around, but they go around the, once again, 14 block long section. We're going to continue with Copycat layers, 5 of them on either side, and then this will be repeated for the back. There's the half layer. Alright. And then we'll want some yellow up there. All of these will be done 5 to the ground, or 5 down. And then we can take our buffer headstock. We can fill those in. And then there is no coupler up front, no split nose coupler, no split knuckle coupler, that's what it's called. There's just no couplers shown on the reference images I've had, so I'm going to ignore it. Just put a, what is that, a Copycat half panel. I need a slab. And then just 2 upside down slabs. I guess they don't necessarily have to be slabs, but that's what I'll be using to make it all just that little bit easier on me. Now, I'm making this one in blue because that's what my reference image shows. Or this more recent reference image. I had a different reference image when I built this originally, probably weeks ago. In all honesty, I have a habit of building all these engines in one go and then forgetting about it, or saving them until a later date when I want to upload or record another video. Next we'll take some panels, Copycat panels, and we're just going to fill in this yellow bit at the end, either end. Next, let's get some bites, and we're just going to wrap the bites all the way up. You could, let's get a wrench to get rid of those a little bit easier. But you don't really need the bites, as they don't actually continue the pattern all the way around. And I will admit, this has kind of an interesting, a weird shape to it. But that's to accommodate for this window detail, and the engine seems to bulge out a little bit in the middle sections, so I figured this would be appropriate. We will be repeating that step at the other end, which is just so we're clear, the front, because I'm sure I haven't stated which end is front. This is supposed to be the front. This is where the station's at. This is the front of the locomotive. However, this can function in both directions. I should probably get those in. However, this guy down here is going to be done with copycat bites. Or you could realistically get away with slabs again. I am going to go down here in the middle. And I'm realizing why nope. Realizing why I used bites the first time. The bite is nice because you can get a half block in a continuous pattern or continuous texture all the way across. There we go. It might be easier to start with this part, before you get all the floor in. But this is just kind of how we do things over on Affected Hippo's channel. We don't plan ahead all the time, which isn't an excellent advertisement for me. On this strip of copycat headstocks, let's go ahead and place a block, leave a gap for the door, and then we're going to have some alternating patterns here. What we will have to do, get some temporary blocks in back here so that we can fill in these copycat half panels. And then we will repeat on the other side. What am I doing? I'm touching it. Okay. And back in here with our temporary blocks. Let's make sure we get these copycat panels in at this end. And let's throw a door in while we're at it. We do want doors opening towards the end of the locomotive. Now let's work on the place where the engineer will sit. If I remember correctly, yep. And I think we had a generic just framed glass there in the center to create that connected texture. And while we're here, let's grab some blue / loco metal, hold shift when clicking on the door, and then we can just stretch that over in front of that little gap we've created. Two, three, then up two at the furthest end. Almost started using medical words there and then realized I wasn't 100% in the moment on what those words meant. Alright. So now we have one copycat half panel at the lower section. That just goes all the way down to the end. And we will be having the same thing down here. No. One thing I do dislike about this design is that you need a lot of temporary blocks to get all your copycat blocks in correctly. That being said, once they're in, I mean, they're there. You can't... The only way this train is ruined is if you deform it. And then all the doors are gone, and that's a little annoying, but I guess it's not ruined at that point. But following this pattern, we're going to go with 2 slashed loco metals at the end. We'll go with 3 of the... What are these again? Plated loco metals, and then 2 slashed, 3 plated, and then 2 slashed. And we'll be doing this on both sides. Now we will go ahead and add in the roof. The roof will be made out of Copycat half layers, or at least the outside will be, with the slight raise at the end. And then all this middle section will be just done in whatever color you chose. We'll keep it one solid color all the way across, except to there where I will accidentally overextend. Now we'll go up 2 copycat layers, and this will be where we get into our generic gray color. Oh. Now, one thing to note while we're here, let's go ahead and place in a few temporary blocks that we could place radiator fans on. I'm not entirely sure what the things are in my reference image. However, I am pretty sure they're radiators. Or at least they're probably some kind of exhaust system for the train. And once again, filling this all in with our... Make sure they're spinning. Don't click... If you click these, they will stop spinning. And then that's just a slight pain in the butt. So just make sure they're still spinning. Click on them. It just looks better in my opinion. And then make sure you encase the inside of the train once that's done. Next, let's get another color. I like using the gray loco metal. That'll be the darker version. I guess it doesn't have to be that big. You could use a board just to leave a little panel on the wall, but still, nope, fill in the space. Now, to do the driver's seat, we're going to simply place down some industrial iron plating, and we'll continue with, not that, definitely not that, that was a mistake. We will continue with some iron plating. I like to throw a barrel down there, so that if you want to throw coal or whatever you use to accelerate your locomotive, I'm going to need some train controls. But yes, whatever you use to, that's the wrong one. But whatever you use to control, or however you like to control your trains, I like having the seat at both ends for my convenience. Let's get one there, a couple bites, and then we can throw those in like that. You really don't... I think I will. Just fill in these areas, just to have it done. Now, something you can do, something I quite like to do with my locomotives, and I'll grant, might be a little odd. Some people might not be huge fans of this. I like to put the whistle actually in the center. And I say whistle, it doesn't have to be a whistle, but the diesel locomotive should be able to make some kind of sound. And I don't know if the size of these make a difference, but I'm just going to make a huge one. And we'll throw some copycat boards on there. No, we won't, because I guess this block's in the way, but we can wrap this up and hide it, pretend it's not there. For the most part, that doesn't even really need to be done, but I'm weird. I kind of like doing it like this. Yes. I also like, nope. I also like that you can get these different textures on it. I don't believe I actually did this on the other locomotive. But yeah, from here, it's pretty much done. You can use your locomotive. We should probably get some glue. And I like the diamonds for temporary blocks. Another thing you can add, and this is just me spitballing while I'm gluing at this point, I have used lights inside the cab of the locomotive before to, I guess, give the engineer something to work with, or the driver something to work by. And then, you know what, while we're at it, let's go ahead, we'll find a lamp. And then when it gets dark, you can have some random lighting updates from the train going through. I guess they wouldn't be lighting updates, but you could see the train coming and going as it pleases. Now let's call it a... Ooh, what is this again? A class 55. Have you noticed something I've missed yet? I guess this gives me an opportunity to show off a design failure. And we'll need some copycat doors. Now we can fix this nice and quick. Now, I will grant, yes, you're losing some blocks when you disassemble this in your survival world. In my defense, not really my problem. No, I just don't care. I guess that would be another way to put it. None of these blocks are terribly expensive, so the 4 doors, that's fours, I mean, depending on what mod pack you're using, I guess, but the 4 doors, that's 4 zinc, and then the 4 doors are 8 blocks of loco metal once they're dyed, but once you take into consideration that can I zoom in? Can I zoom in on me? Once you take into consideration the 8 loco metal blocks are just 1 iron block put in the stone cutter, it's really not that absurd. Plus, the 1 die you need to replace the color, yeah, it's not that bad. However, at the same time, I can fully understand that if you are disassembling this loco multiple times, then yes, this is going to be rather annoying. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you very much. If not, you're not watching this part, so it really doesn't matter. But, uh, thank you. Have a good night, have a good day, whenever you're watching this, I don't know. Like, comment, subscribe. I create videos now, I guess. That's, kind of my niche, and not my niche, but my area of expertise. I don't really do a whole lot else, at least video game wise. Yeah. Uh, if there's anything else you'd like to see, though, like, comment, subscribe. That'd be really nice. Really appreciate that. And yeah, I think I've rambled enough. Have a good day. Goodbye.